Do 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 do. Hello and welcome back. This is Jonathan Gant. Booyah! This is SportsCenter on ESPN. Today we're talking with Becca Delato Gant, who just finished her first marathon in 6 hours and 2 minutes. First of all, congratulations, Becca.
Thank you very much, Jonathan.
Booyah! All right, so why don't you kind of give us a quick run-through of your pre-race, maybe the day before the race or the weekend before the race.
All right. Well, I spent months training, and the day before we were in Orlando, Florida. We did the expo, which is where you go and get the shirt, where I got my awesome shirt that says the marathon on it.
It's a very cool shirt.
And then after that, we decided to go get a carb-loaded lunch, which included Chipotle, rice, beans, chicken.
A big burrito.
Yeah. We went to the hot tub in our pool. We stayed at the Hyatt Regency in Orlando.
Becca's cousin who was there, Dan, who you'll see pictures of later, he ran with Becca, and he came from Chicago, and he travels with his job. He travels a lot and gets a lot of free rooms with Hyatt. The Hyatt that we stayed at in Orlando is like $500 a night, and we got it for free. Sweet sassy molassie. So why don't you take me now through everything leading up to the gun going off at the beginning of the race?
Pretty much we left at 3:30 in the morning. At about 4 o'clock, we braved the cold. I put on my 3 layers of jackets, an extra pair of pants, and then the 2 towels that we had taken from the pool. And Dan and I headed to the start. Jonathan walked us over, and then we said our goodbyes, which I was like, oh, gosh, I'm not ready for this. But he left to go to the start line because he started making announcements that people need to go. After that, you walk a mile. Yes, a mile, in addition to everything else, to the start line. At that point, it was like about 5:30. Like, it took a while to get over there. At 5:40 was when the first gun went off. And so there was all these fireworks, and Mickey and Minnie and Donald and Goofy came out and got us all pumped up, and they were really cute.
All right. So you started off in Epcot.
Which at the 4 mile mark was when I saw Jonathan for the first time. He took our picture, and it was cool because that stretch of people was about a half mile.
At least a half a mile long.
Go Becca! Go Dan!
Woo! And Dan and I were in a pretty good pace. I was actually pacing at about 12 and a half minutes. Was that what it was?
Correct. I got my first race alert after her 10-mile mark.
Which was right outside the Magic Kingdom.
At which point she was running a 12-minute and 32-second mile pace.
And then you're at Main Street USA. And it was really cool because you basically come around the corner and there is a huge group of people. And I instantly saw Jonathan right away. And, I had the castle, and I don't think that whole day I felt as elated as I did at that few moments. So Jonathan took our picture, and then he actually handed the camera off and was like, get them to take a picture of you. And then you ran to Tomorrowland, around into Fantasyland, which, of course, I loved every second of. And then you came through the castle, past the partner statue, and then into Liberty Square, Frontierland, and then out.
Pretty cool, huh? Yeah.
Which I just thought was really cool because that was out of all the parks, that was the most area we ran, I think, or at least it felt that way because it was really fun. About mile 12, I started feeling really, really stiff. Left knee was the one that was hurting when I went into the marathon, but my right knee started hurting. So I guess you kind of start to get frustrated. But then we go through Animal Kingdom, and I was supposed to see Jonathan, and I didn't see him. There was really actually no spectators at all in Animal Kingdom, and I guess you kind of wait for it. And so Animal Kingdom was kind of a letdown. And then some guy tripped me, and I fell. Like, I had that pre-cry jitter where I was like, and then I came out of Animal Kingdom, and then there was all the people, and I saw Jonathan right away. He was taping, and I was like, stop taping. Once I verbalized to him I was struggling, and he's like, what can I do for you? I actually just instantly felt better, I guess. Like, I just needed to see you, or I just needed to get over that wall.
Yes. So you left Animal Kingdom, and this is the part where most people describe it as the one stretch of the run that is not all that enjoyable. There's no parks. There's not really much going on. You're at around you're past mile 15, so
Yeah,
you're at a point where you probably hit a wall. You're at around mile 18.
So I'm coming out of Animal Kingdom. I started thinking about my dad, and I thought, what would my dad say to me right now? Like, you know, kind of like, Dad, I kind of need you right now. Because my dad was my track coach and watched all my races. Well, as I'm thinking about this, I look up, and there's a Hercules statue and a Zeus statue, and they're playing Go the Distance from the movie, and that has always been played in my sports videos. We played that at my dad's funeral video, and it means a lot to me. So it was like one of those moments where, like, I really think God stepped in and my dad, and it was just a really cool moment. And from there, I really enjoyed the run. So I had a wall from 12 to 18, and then after that, it was just, I'm going to run. I'm going to finish this. I accepted that, and I'm going to enjoy myself. So I ran, and I just enjoyed everything. One thing Jonathan had said to me was, if you ever find yourself on that long stretch and you're tired, just smile, because this is what you wanted to do. By the time I finished that stretch, my cheeks hurt because I was just smiling, genuinely happy. The thing that had been happening the whole time is that your name is on your bib. People have been cheering for anybody and everybody. So I probably had my name said about 40 times. Like, go Becca, you got this, good job, Becca. So I decided I was just going to start cheering for people. So, like, I would just find someone and be like, you got this, Mike. Hey, way to go, Joy.
Booyah!
Then the Single Ladies song came on, and I decided it was time for me to dance. Like,
What song?
All the Single Ladies. All the Single Ladies, all the Single Ladies. I was just happy, and I had to dance. And so people were like, look at her go. It was really fun. And then we were basically going into the studios, which was really fun for me. And I got to run right on the backlap tour course, through the costuming tunnel, and then through the load zone. So right where I worked, and then I got to go up the streets of America, like New York Street, and then out of the park. That's where I decided that one day I would run in the marathon. Like, we were brought in when I worked there real early to cheer people on. And I ran by backlap tour people, and that's what they were doing. And I thought, that's 4 years ago, I decided that someday I will run this marathon. So you get done with the World Showcase, and they're like, all right, you're finishing up. You're almost done with the last mile. You're coming up to the finish line. It's just right around the corner. Finally, I was like, where is the finish line? Like, you do, like, 3 little corners, but the last corner, you hear the roar of the crowd. Like, just everyone, you hear the bells, and you hear the PA announcer, and you turn that corner, and it is a sight to see. You just see all these people, and you see the finish line. So I didn't really sprint towards the end. I just finished nice and strong, and right before I finished, I hear, Becca! And there was Jonathan with the camera. He'd gotten a great spot, took my picture, and that was really awesome to see him. The last thing I saw was Jonathan before I crossed the finish line.
Booyah! 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 What were your feelings immediately after crossing the finish line?
I'm in a severe amount of pain.
Show them your medal.
Ooh, yes. It's Mickey.
Would you do it again?
Yes. In fact, I think my goal is to do the Goofy Challenge, where you run the half marathon the day before and then the marathon the next day.
You are crazy.
I am goofy. The whole event, from start to finish, was worth every penny, and it was an amazing experience.
Congratulations again, Becca, for completing 26.2
miles.
Yeah. Way to go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This is Jonathan Gant with Becca Delato signing off. Do da da da. Booyah!